Okay, everyone. How y'all doing? Welcome to my channel. For those of y'all guys that are new, my name is Diamond Princess. Welcome to my channel. Sorry if I sound I'm very weak or I might sound drunk at the time. I'm just very tired. I am very tired. I have to get ready for work tomorrow. I am very drained, to be the least. But today, hey, Sun Goddess, how are you? We're gonna be talking about, or actually responding to, the woman's fear in her videos. What she said about women who are divestment. So I just, I'm subscribed to her channel. So I am a follower of hers. And she talks about divestment, which is not in a very negative way. I'm not talking negative for her in any way. But if you guys have not seen her videos, she talks about uh, women in divestment, talking about black men and how they, always going around, they don't talk a positive. They like here's what I'm trying to get when I saw the video. So what I am get what she's saying that divestment is becoming like some kind of like negative energy now, since it became very toxic. It puts women down that have that do date black men or prefer black men, and they're very mean and very negative in some sort of way. Um, don't get me wrong, she understands, you know, why divestment needs to happen, but it went towards left ever since it became very toxic, which I understand, because some of those divestment videos I cannot deal with, and I agree with her on a large scale, because as long as I've been following the divestment movement for a couple of years now, it turned really toxic like very quick. It's not about black women anymore. It's about, men. Like, I understand what the message is coming from. I understand now women need to divest from hood dudes and, divest and find something better. But what are they actually doing to find a solution for black women other than saying divest? Like, what are these women trying to say? How do women actually divest if you want them to get away from black men? Because that's kind of confusing. It like when you start off divestment, you're not going to get away from the community that easily. It's not that simple. Yes, you can start getting away from toxic behavior, but at the same time, it's gonna take some time to get out of the community. When you start off divestment, you're not just gonna jump out of the community just like that. It took me like a very long time. It took me a decade to get away from toxic energy, away from toxic people, and get away from the black community. It's not that easy. It's a journey. Your divestment movement your divestment is your journey. And some of these women, they talk about like it's easy. It's not easy trying to change in a heartbeat. But there still are some good divestment channels. They are just rare. Yeah, they're becoming very rare. Like I also, noticed that as well as Black Women's Fear, that these other channels are, they put down black women that prefer black men. That and it to me is like, who cares? What can you do? You can't change these women. These women, if they like black men, that's okay. That's normal for a black woman to attract somebody that looks like her. But here's what the divestment movement is not teaching these women. They're not saying it's okay to like black men, but just to keep it real, there's not too many black men out there to choose from when it comes to the picking. Finding a good black man is rare. And that's what they have to say. The divestment movement, you're not hearing to that. I get what you're saying. It's not that easy for some black women to divest. They are still quite a few males around me. Yeah, it's not easy, and that's one of the problems that I have with the movement. And I don't call myself divestment anymore because it's becoming very toxic and it's not good for your soul. Like it, you still like these women need therapy, and I agree with Womenshere when she says this. These women needs to get help because they're not over the pain that they suffer through these men. Like how can you talk about dating other men that have wealth and means, and you taking your toxicity over there to them? That is not, these men are not going to find you attractive because you're not the type of woman that these men are looking for. If these men are looking for a woman that does not come with baggage, that doesn't come with all these these abnormal behaviors. And children are not baggage. Let's get that straight. Children are not baggage at no reason whatsoever, because they don't ask to be here. Children do not ask to be here. However, it's the person that comes in a relationship with a toxic mindset. And as black women, if you are coming out of the community, get rid of the toxicity, get rid of, seek help, seek therapy. I said that in one of my channels. Get help right away, because all that traumatic trauma is coming from all that toxic behavior that comes from mainly your family. It's kind of my fault though, because I tried so hard to be friends with other black girls at my school, and these black girls are like black guys, and they ended up being mean to me for not liking black men. Well, it is not your fault for trying to be friends with women or girls that has a difference of opinion. Like, you guys can still get along in like different things, like especially when it comes to men. Like, girls that are like that, yeah, I wouldn't recommend you hanging around with that, because if they feel like you don't like black men, they will be okay with that, especially with them liking black men. Because true friends, they don't knock you for liking another race of men. Like, I don't, and this goes the same way with the divestment movement. When I say this, like, they do not like black women that like black men. They call them mammies, which is far-fetched to me, because why would you down these women that like black men? Is natural to them. And for me per se, I don't, black men are not in my options anymore. I date other races of men because I, find that, other races of men that, they're very responsible when it comes to relationship courting and dating and all that stuff. And I'm not saying this is every non-black man that do this, because let me tell you something. There are Tyrones in the non-black community as well, but it's not that many as you see in the black community. It's really not that many. Uh, they were once mammies. Yeah, we all were once mammies. I was a mammy. I was a mammy too. We all were mammies, but we as women we need to stop caping for men. Period. We need to learn how to have our own journey and grow as a community and just choose the best man for the job. That's what it is. That's what it mainly is, choosing the best man for the job. We're so worried about, black women. Not every black woman is not going to divest. Why are we even tripping off the women that are mammies? I understand that, there are black women that contribute to the problems, and black men are usually, getting, they're usually getting away with the behaviors in the communities. However, you cannot fix everybody in the community. I'm sorry. If you guys are talking about leaving people behind, leave them behind. Not everybody's going to divest, not everybody's going to agree with anything. We just have to learn how to try to work together, or try to coexist. This is what I'm trying to say. Try to coexist. So, in my opinion, black women who are divested, we need to we need to work together to find the safety for ourselves and find safety for black girls so that we can be safe. Because let me be honest with you, even though we are divested, that doesn't mean other groups of men are obligated to protect us. Yes, you might find, a non-black man here and there that will, stick up for you, you know, and when you're in trouble. However, as women, we are by ourselves. Basically, we are by ourselves, and this is what Womenshere is trying to say to about the divestment movement. We need to chill. The women need to chill over in those spaces, because what you're doing, you're also you're putting toxicity into these women that are trying to get away from toxic behavior. When you're still spewing toxic behavior for yourself, you sound just like the manosphere. When you have these toxic behaviors, like, I don't see no different, because to me, I wish no harm on nobody. Like, for me, if I see a black man on the street, I don't have to talk to them. I don't owe them a hi or whatnot. But I'm not gonna wish death on nobody. Everybody has a chance to live. Everybody has the chance to redeem themselves. I'm not gonna sit there and just disparage somebody just because they like something different. And the divestment movement, we like something different. However, when you talk about, you have a white man on, you're in a relationship with a black man, oh sorry, a white man or other races of man, and you still talking about black men, like, how that supposed to make him feel when you still talking about him? Because when you still talk about black men and their behavior, that white man is probably going to feel some type of way about that, because he feels like you're putting too much attention on how black men act instead of encouraging black women it's okay to date out and tell them, oh, this is how I was able to attract my non-black men. We're not doing that. And I agree, and I get it, that things in the black community needs to come out, but it's not going, like, here's the thing. What are we doing as women? Like, what can we do as divestment women? What can we do to protect ourselves because we all that we got right now. We all that we have. So what can we do as women to protect ourselves from being harmed by any race of men? Because if you look at it, we're like an open target to other races of men as well, because other races of men feel comfortable in harming us is because of Black men. That's why they feel like they can, put their hands on us because they know Black men are not going to come to our aid and all, and all that mess. But it's true. And I'm not saying that's common because I haven't had a non-Black man attack me, but it doesn't mean that it could happen because there are non-Black men that are Tyrones out there and they're Black male identified. So you guys have to be careful, and we have to find solution as women because as divestment women, we're still single. We're not married yet. And if we were married, our husbands are not going to be by our side 24/7. So we have to figure out a solution to protect ourselves. Like, look what happened to Lawrence Smith. And I believe that white guy did it. I believe 100% he killed that woman because how did he get into her place if she did not give him a key or anything? Like that kind of sounds suspicious to me. Like that should show you right there as women that we're in a state of emergency where men are feeling comfortable putting their hands on us. And as divestment women, we really need to sit down and think about this. I'm not calling myself divestment. I'm just calling myself, a woman that just, interracial date. But as, a female, you know, as a female being Black, I can still be harmed out there and nobody could bat an eye. We have to figure out how can we protect ourselves out there. What are the solutions? We need to come up with something. um just another note. As women, we need to focus more on ourselves, and and how can we improve, healing ourselves from being in the Black community for mostly all our lives. Because to me, I'm not seeing that much in the divestment spaces anymore. It's all about Black women divest, divest, divest. Okay, how do Black women divest? What can we do that that could uh that can we can improve and get away from toxic behavior? Because as Black women, I can see that we still need to work on ourselves. We still need to work on ourselves because we still have that hood mindset behavior. I can tell in some of these divestment channels, I can still see they have that hood mentality. They don't talk about the white sugar daddy that Cade, the female. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I have not heard that from them either. I have not heard them from them either because it go against the narrative that what they think about white men. Just like the manosphere, when they go out and date and they find out that when they get a divorce, the woman, their non-Black woman, takes half, and it goes against their narrative. They don't talk about that. The manosphere don't even talk about them killing black women because it goes against, it goes against everything when they talk about white supremacy to black women. It goes against the narrative. So for them not talking about these this white man being killed, it says a lot about who these women really are. Because we should be hashtagging justice for Lauren Smith. We should be hashtagging, helping a family donate money so that this poor woman can get justice. We're not even doing a service for that. And I go on some of these divestment channels that I used to follow. They're not talking about this. And this is why I unsubscribe, because it, like, where is your loyalty lies? Is it lies in talking about black men, or is it helping black women? Because I'm more of a BWE type, black woman empowerment, because I want black women to succeed. I want black women to succeed, and I want them to be successful, even though, there's only uh like 1% of black women that are getting their businesses off the ground, or are already successful in their businesses. Yeah, they're not about sisterhood. We should be able to have a conversation, even though we have a difference of opinion when it comes to black men or interracial dating. Like, I think it's okay for somebody to, if they like black men, it should be okay. What are we going through that's similar? What can we do to work together so black women will not be killed on the streets? What can we do that black women can come together and solve our issues? Like, oh, we can't solve our problems with mammies. Okay, some black women you can't. But what are the similarities that you guys go through? Like, how, there are black women that probably, still like black men, or that are part black, that probably cares about the safety of black women. You see how that comes hand in hand? You see how there's similarities where women they want to protect themselves, they from getting killed. There is no sisterhood in this. And even in the black manosphere, they have difference of opinion. But these guys, sometimes they're able to come together and come up with a solution to, go overseas to find a wife over there. We're still stuck here, complaining about the violence. We already know that there's violence in the black community. We know that. We all are already aware. But what can we do to bring justice to black women? We need to start pushing ourselves to get justice and put our foot down when it comes to the law. Because it's been almost a month since Lauren Smith died, and I'm not hearing black women coming together and saying justice for Lauren Smith. I don't hear it. Hey, Nick. I don't hear it at all. Hit the like button, you guys. Smash that like button. Hi, who is that? Killer of Demons? Oh, okay. Uh, we as women, there's no sisterhood in this. There's never been in Black Women's Sphere. She touched on that. She touched on that. There is no sisterhood where we can come together despite of our differences. where we can come together and where we can come together and you know come with the solutions that could protect Black women and children. There is no sisterhood. Um. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Um. Yeah. So I agree with uh Black what Womenshere is saying. I totally agree with her because I see it for myself. What is going on in these channels, and this is why I can't listen to these channels. I have to click off of them and unsubscribe because it's too toxic. It's too toxic, and it goes away from the meaning of the BWE movement. We want to empower Black women to become great and to get an education, despite of what their preferences are. Because I just like Black Women's Sphere. I love Black women too. I think we're awesome. I think we're amazing. We are the trendsetters that every other race of women follow. They follow the trends that Black women do. But Black women, you know, for some reason, we can't come together despite of our differences because uh, I know a couple of Black women that date or that prefers Black men, but they don't condone the behaviors that's going on in the Black community. And I could rock with that because these sisters get it. They get the dysfunction that's happening to me in the community. They get that there's a lot of toxic behaviors that's going on, but we can't come together on that despite our differences. Talking ish about Black men is their main thing, obsession. Yeah, and it makes me think and wonder, like, do these women are they? And I'm not saying they like Black men, but do they still desire them, even though they're dating other races of men? And I hope they're not dating other races of men to get back at Black men, because that's not going to end well if that's the case with this whole divestment movement. Because what originally the divestment movement is to work on yourself, to get to know yourself as a woman, what you're willing to put up with and what you're willing to tolerate, and to change your mindset or how you used to think. Because let's face it, we all used to be mammies. Every single one of us, even in these other divestment channels, there used to be mammies. They even say it themselves. There used to be mammies. Oh, and just to give you guys a head up, there is no Diamond Mine tonight. No Diamond Mine. My host, he had a family emergency this week, and he's not able to make it. So there's no Diamond Mine. It's just me. I'm just doing this video just to respond to Womenshere's video. So there is no Diamond Mine. So in this case, it's like, what can we do at this point if we can't get along? Because if the men can, come together and and go against women and to devalue the women and talk down on women, why can't we come together and to protect and Black women from being harmed? Because this is what this is heading to. We have to put aside our differences and come together as women to come up with a solution, because Any one of us could get killed. It doesn't matter whether we are divested or not. Any one of us can go. And this is something that we're not thinking about. And it is not because of the mammies, it's because of the men in the community. You have to understand these women were brainwashed to prefer black men and to stand behind black women. These women, they were just as toxic as those women in those channels. They were just as toxic. It's just that now these women in these divestment movement, they're interracial dating, and they feel like they're better than black women that date black men. Is because they feel like they one up them. In my opinion, no relationship is better than the other. We all gonna have problems. It's just that when you date a non-black man, you might have a better chance and being in a higher financial status in a bracket versus a black woman that might get with a black man that don't have that status. It's a cult. It turned into a cult. That's why I decided to leave and leave that behind, because it's turning into a cult and it's very toxic. I just don't like where it is going. It's not about black women anymore. It's more about black men. It's okay to talk about news stories about black women getting killed, but we should be able to have this discussion and how to stop women and girls from ending up in that same situation. We're not even thinking about that. We as black women, we need to we need to start it's just like I said, start getting therapy, because these women that come in on YouTube thinking that they're they're venting. That's all they are, is venting. YouTube is not a therapy session where YouTube is your psychologist. You say what's on your mind. No, you're just ranting and raving on YouTube. You're not really getting the help that you really need. And the more you stay in this toxic behavior, the more it's going to grow, and the more it's going to manifest into hatred and more hatred. We have to do better than that as black women. So the woman who doesn't exist, do you want to come up? It's up to you. I can let you on. I don't have a problem. I'll send the link down to you if you're still there. Uh, I can send the link to you if you like to come up and share your thoughts on what you know so far, because you probably follow the same channels that I probably followed. And it just, I was listening to the Archduchess channel today. Oh my god, like, I did not hear not one about black woman, uh you know as we need to go seek therapy to stop the pain and the drama, so we can move forward into our lives and be the best women we can be. I'm not hearing that from these women. It's about black men are toxic. We get that already. What else do we need to know? What else black women need to know? We know that black men, we know that their marriage rate fails. We know that. We know that these guys do not know how, we know that we're not building. What else can we know about that? Like, what can we do as Black women so we can heal each other? Because therapy comes first, healing comes first, because you can't go into another community without healing. Go ahead, woman.
Hi.
I
So,
Is your volume up? Probably my volume. Hold
um,
on, give me a second.
eh,
Oh yeah,
let's
I hear
see.
you now. It's my volume.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
Okay. So, I think there's an echo. Yeah, let's
Here,
see.
let me see if I can mute my mic.
Okay. Okay. So my gripe, with what's happening in this sector is that they're not providing any alternative solutions for young women to interracially date. Because let me tell you something, and I said this before on one of your lives. When you're actually in that realm, these high quality or high value men, they're not going to be interested in any type of baggage, any type of drama, or like baby daddy issues or whatever else and stuff. They're trying to get to know you. And if you try to um, bring up what happened in the past to them, they're going to feel like, why why are you bringing old stuff into something new? Now you're losing your chance to find who you want to be with when you're interracially dating, because you're not doing any shadow work. You're not um, engaging any introspection. You're not finding out, taking the time to find out who you are. You're not, like you said, therapy, or a life coach or whatever to get you through the storm. You're not doing any of that. And it's a shame. And we are aware that black men are irresponsible, the vast majority of them. And it's a sad shame that the number of them in the manosphere are overshadowing, or drowning out voices of the very few black men that are about um, building, that are about leadership, that are about protection, that are about stability, that are not about drama, that are not about harming us. But what are you doing for us? If we want to date interracially, how can we maneuver that realm? Because we're entering into a whole nother culture. We're dealing with a whole different type of group of people. We have to have a whole different type of mindset. How are we going to be able to do that if all you keep doing is talk crap about black men? I get it already. Like, yeah, they ain't about nothing. I got it. I get it. Like, they're abusive. I get it. I get it. They have traumatized us. Yes. Yes, I understand that. And the vast majority of us have been through that, or are, unfortunately, our daughters or other women in our family have gone through that, or even in their children. But what are you going to do to push us to that that progression mode? Because this is the era of progression now. 2022, it's like, yo, like, sis, you gotta stop, man. Like, yo, you you're doing too much. Too much. Because I tell you this, and this is and I'm gonna have to give credit to Cynthia G on that. If you can't be in that, you can't say that you are divested and you're still invested talking crap about black men. Cynthia G, she did a 2 hour live on it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to finish it all, but that was the gist of it all. So if you're gonna be about what you want to be and all, I get it. You want to exclude black women that do date black men, that's fine. But damn, is every single show that you gotta be talking crap about black men? What? Come on, come on, man. No, this is a shame. Such a shame.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. It's a shame that the toxicity is going on with black women. It's like they're no different from the manosphere when they talk about black women and when weave and all that stuff. As women, it when it comes down to the divestment movement, they still want black men because it feels like they're trying to, tell black men to do right. You're not doing this, you're not doing that. It's like you're still, talking in circles where they hear you but they don't care. Like you can talk about, these men all you want, but what are you doing to better yourself and accomplish your goals? Because right now I'm not even thinking about men, period. I'm thinking about me, myself, and I'm thinking about my accomplishment and where I want to go in my life and head into the right direction. So men is not even in my category right now. So Nick, you don't have anything to say?
I don't even know what we're. I don't even know what to say in this moment. I mean, I'm no. I know nothing on this topic, so
Okay, so have you ever went on a divestment channel where they talk about black men and you know
I never had.
never have? Yeah,
Nope.
this is what the discussion is really about, because this is my response to Womenshere. So you know I don't encourage you to go over to that sector because you're going to get a lot of migraines, them
Yeah.
talking about black
I,
men and all that stuff.
yeah. It's bad enough I dealt with YouTube drama,
Yeah.
so I don't need any more headaches involving a certain reptilian.
I hear you on that. But this is like, a woman thing that when we talk about things that we want, what we want in men, because most of when women date, we actually look for marriage. And when because me and I don't know about the woman who don't exist to you. I used to date, black men back in the day because, I myself and personally was looking for marriage and a commitment, whereas these men, they were only looking for sex, but they don't admit to it. So we have to, be honest with ourselves. If we really want marriage, we have to, be more committed to ourselves and, and stand by what we want. Because let me tell you something. And the woman that exists, you probably, agree with me. If you don't, that's fine. Most of these women in these divestment movements, they have low self-esteem because they're still caring about what these men do in these communities. It's like, okay, you're not a part of these communities anymore, like you said. Like, are you, are you still dating these men? Or because if the women that are still dating black men should be, they should be the ones that talk about these men and their behavior. But as women, as we, divest, we should be talking about, picking the right man for the job, the one that is family oriented, that knows the responsibilities of a man, and not worrying about what the woman does 24/7, and share equal responsibilities in the house.
I definitely agree with that. Like they need. I feel like, and what you mentioned, they need to do their research regarding uh, different races of men, different races of non-black men, what they expect. How can we try to, I guess, satisfy them, if you will? I mean, I can't really think of a better term for it, but how do we move accordingly dealing with other races of men? I just, like, because it's really a shame. Like, this is 2022 and it's past 3 weeks in January and we still talking about the same thing, Like, Teach us methods, even if you know what, even if it's not about interracial dating. Teach us how to make money online. Teach us some ways to make money online. Teach us some ways to, um, I don't know, uh, find like better apparel, for example, or how to vet better friends, or whatever the case may be. Show that you're really like outside of all that negative drama, that you're like really not even thinking about black men, or how we can um update our skill sets in the marketplace and stuff like that. um Things like that, things that are just way out of there, to show that we're not even thinking about them, like these type of degenerate men are non-factor or whatever. Like, come on, like diversify it, diversify those things, because we
Right.
yeah, because we need that. This is just unhealthy. Like, and I have to give credit to JV Dessalines. She no longer does content in her channel and stuff like that, but she's been complaining about that type of situation. Like, sis, like, what did you do all day? Like, what? Oh my God! Like the way
And
she.
I believe that Womenshere just touched on what you were saying. She was saying that black women want to date out, but these guys have different cultures that they go by. Like, let's say for instance in the Middle East, everybody like to talk about the Middle East, but in some parts of the Middle East, they don't want their wives to be seen. They want their wives to be conservative. They don't want their wives to talk. They want their wives to do do most of the chores and all that stuff. They don't want their wives to speak or be heard. But these women, they don't know what they're asking for. We're not talking about this because we're talking about white men, but not all white men are the same. Not every white man are Americanized. There's certain cultures that are different.
Mm-hmm.
They have different standards for women, and we have to talk about this because we're setting ourselves up for failure. Because as American black women, we let's be honest, we're not prepared like we say we are, because we don't do our research on what the guy's culture really is, or because let's be honest, like most black women been in the Muslim culture. Like the Muslim culture is very strict, and depending what, because if you it where you define, there's different type of Muslims. However, in some Muslim religion, they want their women to be covered up from head to toe. Which is fine. I believe that women, should be conservative, but just to, cover your face and all that stuff, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with women have to hide their face. What for? Like, why am I covering my face? Like, it doesn't make sense. And we don't even know what we're asking for when it comes to interracial dating. We have to be careful and we have to be selective.
Exactly. And we have to vet all races of men. All races of men. Being that we know that the vast majority of black men, especially in the manosphere, are very toxic and are trying to and basically use black women as a cash cow for that way they can bait and switch on us and then turn to whomever that they want to be. At least some of them that we witness. But
Yeah,
then,
we have to read bullshit. I'm sorry, we have to read bullshit because men, if you look at it, they'll tell on themselves whether, it depends, how long they can keep up with the lie and how long the woman will go there. Because, as women, we can see signs that there's something wrong and that it doesn't line up with the guy is saying. But, we with the guy for the sake of, because we don't want to be alone. But it's basically, I understand what the movement is trying to go towards, finding the best men for the job. However, it's not about still talking about black men.
oh,
It's really
exactly.
not.
Exactly. Oh, I'm sorry. Continue.
No, it's really not. And we focus on that so often. Like, I get it. I get it, but it's like, it's too much. It's like, where are we going with that? Because we're heading to the same ditch as the black men's were. We're setting ourselves up for failure. And we have to redirect ourselves to what is really important. Let the mammies complain about black men and their behavior and their disparagement. Let the black women who date black men, let them complain about black men. Let's just do our part as women into improving ourselves and our toxicity, what we rather put up with. Because we don't want to set up a trap for ourselves that we,
Can't
can't get
get
out
out
of.
of. Exactly. That can't get out of.
In my opinion, as black women, we have to, be more forward with ourselves and be realistic because we all want, to interracially date the best man for the job. But look at other women in these men's community. We have to look at that because they're competing for the same men we are. And the competition is going to be high because the man is going to pick the best woman for the job.
Right.
So, you know, because if you're dealing with a man that likes all women, he's going to look at avenues for women that he feels like she's the best person that I can call my wife. That's somebody I can, bring home to my mom and dad. Yep. We still have to. We still live in the reality that we're still in competition with other women.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
we're
That's
not
what.
bringing, yeah, and we're not bringing that up. We feel like, oh, there's, other races of men love us. That's true. I'm not gonna lie, that's true. But that doesn't mean that they like other women as well.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
we have to wake up and realize that we need to step up our game and leave black men behind. If that's your goal, to leave black men behind and move forward with our lives.
Yes. And I will say this: a man is a man is a man is a man. So no matter what race of man that you deal with, especially for interracial dating, don't carry this false notion or like this this utopia idea that, oh my god, like, like he's dating me, oh my god, I can see a future, whatever. No, you have to vet all types of men, especially in different races as well. So he may give you a chance, but he also had but he the relationship determines if you're able to keep up with, um, I guess, what he desires from you. Because anybody can look good, put some makeup on, MAC, L'Oreal, whatever, and look beautiful and stuff like that. But it's more of what value you provide to them, your character and everything, and they want to see, like, okay, because they're trying to give you a chance. They're not trying to stereotype you as, some gutter rat or some hood rat or whatever the case may be. They're trying to give you a chance. But it's what you say, it's how you carry yourself, how you deliver, um, your femininity, your appeal, the way you move as a woman, regardless of what race you are. That determines if you're going to be a keeper. Because I will tell you this is an expensive advice that I'm giving to you and to all black women, period. The man knows the first 5 seconds whether he wants to marry a woman or not.
Exactly. Exactly. If that woman is for him. And what I want to touch on is that we have to get rid of the toxic in our brain cells. We have to get rid of it or else we're going to be out of the dating market. Just because, a man find you interesting doesn't mean that he finds another woman interesting, because a man can date multiple women at a time because he's looking for the right woman for him. Just as women are dating multiple men, that they're looking for the husband for them. So don't think you're the only one that he is dating. He's dating multiple of women because he's looking for that one that could, and he could, that could impress him. And look, be honest, black woman, you may be the one, you may not be the one. Okay? And it's not all about femininity. It's not all about, dressing to impress. It's about him knowing that, okay, you're the one for me because I see it in you. I can see you mothering my children. That's what he said. Because any woman can be feminine. Any woman can be feminine. But if you don't have the right personality for him, he's gonna be like, nah, I don't find that interesting. It's chemistry, yeah, the chemistry. But here's the other thing that I don't get, and I really wanted to touch on this. Why are I don't get this. We giving too much attention to these black male YouTubers. It's too much attention that these divestors are so concerned about what these black male YouTubers are saying when we already know that they don't like black women, but we still giving them views, we still giving them attention. Let's say, for instance, because it all started with Cameron Samuels, where he told a woman that you're average at best. Black woman picked that up and ran with it, started crying, and you know, talk about what Cameron Samuels says. We all been knew what Cameron Samuels on before he did that average at best. But you guys took his video, you ran with it. Now he's went mainstream. Congratulations, black woman. And also recently with Fresh and Fit, they went viral a week or two ago when they said they don't dabble in the dark. We all were like, why is that so news to us? Like what they say. We should be ignoring these fools. Why are we giving them so much attention than they already have? Like, I don't care what they say. Okay, you don't like dating black women, that's fine. Do what you do. We'll do what we do.
The reason, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
The reason why they give them so much attention is because, as another popular YouTuber said it, they see their sons in these men. So it's normal. Dogging out black women, berating black women, rating black women on a fictitious beauty scale, telling them that they're going to die alone, and just, allowing these so-called high value men to just make a fool out of us, these misogynistic men, and just they allow that to happen. Shame on you. Because I tell you this, in other communities, it, it will not happen. Other communities, they have a force that will allow them to get these people shut down. Shut them down. But no, we're too lenient. No, we're about protecting our kings. No, oh, but that's my son. Oh no, um, you know, don't try to take a black man down. Oh no, don't hate. Stop hating on him. Oh no, he's successful, a successful black man. So in in their eyes, those type of men, these men are a unicorn. Just because they got on a suit on, or just because they got a huge following, they are a unicorn in their eyes. Shame on you, because you're not exercising what you what is instilled in you to uh, to allow these to have these people be accountable for what they do. Trust me, these channels would have not survived if it was a different community. It would not, because that would be considered hate speech. Shame on you.
Right. but in the black community, it's a difference of opinion and and all that stuff. But here's the thing: whether you look through your sons or not, we do not want to encourage this behavior because sharing, Fresh and Frit's video, it just made them more popular, and especially with Asian Dog, made them even more popular. We need to stop worrying about what these men think and just move on. Because if these women were really divestment, why are we talking about what they say? I don't care what Fresh and Fit had to say. I don't care. I can care less. I don't give a damn. Dudes are these dudes are not attractive in my eye. They're no better looking than the women they're talking about. So why are we so concerned with men saying that they don't dabble in the dark? We know what Fresh and Fit were on. We know how they treat a black woman on their podcast. And black women still go on there because they still want to be accepted by these men. However, we need to stop sharing videos when there's like some kind of controversy with these two. Because let me tell you something. Fresh has a face of a pit bull. Okay? I don't like I don't give a damn what an ugly ass turd has to say on his podcast because he don't look no better than the woman that he talked about. Because if you let's be honest, he is black as midnight himself. And fit, he don't even look fit. He looks like an anorexic roach. Okay, why are we even giving these guys a time of day? Why are we even listening to them? And the reason why these women are still sharing their videos is because they still care about what they say. I don't give a damn. That's why I don't talk about these dudes on YouTube because I don't care. We gotta act, we can't care about what these men think. We think too highly of them. We still caring about what they say. He says, "See, black woman, this is what they think of you." I was like, "Okay, I know. This is why I don't care. You can't care about something like this. You can't like these dudes are so unattractive. Like, why would I care? Like, these guys are no different from what other women look like."
Yeah, we still care. We still care. We're not we're not broadening our mindset. We're not. We're still in a bubble. And listen, you keep giving attention to these type of people that you're watching that obviously say that they don't like black women, regardless if they say they don't dabble in the dark, they still don't like black women, period. If you're dark skinned, light skinned, it doesn't matter. They don't like you. They're just saying they don't like dark skinned women, but really they don't like black women, regardless if you're light skinned or not. I don't understand. It's like you're setting yourself back. I mean, these people, they're making their money. They're not helping you make money. They're not helping you provide any solutions. They're not helping certain laws that are no carry states to like these other states that have carry, that are open to carry. We're not getting that. They're not doing that for you, but you march into them. You march into them whenever they commit crimes and stuff like that. You're out here doing conjugal visits and all that stuff. You still down for these men that you claim that you want no interest in. So I don't. I'm just highly disappointed. I really am.
We're
And
still caring about what they said, and this is not going to be the last. because we're going to see another podcaster come up and they're going to say something disparaging, and then black women are going to share it like idiots. Like, are you truly divested? Stop making these guys popular because you're adding on what the mammies are doing. You guys want to talk about, oh, the mammies are the ones that are supporting this broadcast and all that stuff, but you're also making these guys popular. And you guys are not even realizing it. So who are helping the mammies popularizing it is also the divestment so-called community.
And the sad thing is that going back to yeah, what Michael Ray. Well, I mean, Michael Ray just said mentioned something when that girl was attacked for her looks, right? When they said that she was average at best and everything, and all of a sudden it's like this fictitious beauty scale started to come about, right? Now, what happened after that, from what I heard, is that in her place of work, um, some random guys, after that video went viral, some random dudes started stalking her to the point where she ended up having police guard her in her place of work, right? And you know, it's a shame about it, right? Some of these women that you know, you expect sisterhood to happen, and you expect these women to feel sorry for um, for that girl, and they were actually in agreement with that man. Well, they're saying that, oh well, he's right. She ain't cute. She ain't this. She ain't that. Let me tell you something. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
And even if she don't, and even if she isn't pretty and everything, she has the money. She has the money to afford whatever that she wants to do. If she wants to change something about herself, she has the money to do it. So in a sense, she is divested in a sense that she has a successful career. She's an entrepreneur. She's doing her thing. What are we doing? We're rating somebody else's looks. Are you kidding me? But are we even making the same amount of money that she's making? This is what I'm saying. We want to. We're there. People are actually secretly male identified instead of actually um, doing better things for themselves. Instead of actually progressing.
Yeah, it's just like we're going backwards. Do you have anything you want to say, Nick? I know you've been quiet the whole time.
Well, I'm here. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm a guy in all this, so I mean, maybe I can provide a point of view from a guy. Not all of us guys are like that. I mean, sure, we want to go outside the racial barrier. Like maybe we want to try interracial too as white boys. Know what I mean?
Yeah, talk about how you what is it like for you? Like, have you ever dated other women, black women, Chinese women? Like, what was in your dating pool?
I mean, I never dated before, so that's the
Oh,
thing.
you never dated.
Although maybe I'm just too awkward. That's why.
Well, it's all about you taking an approach. You have to feel confident, uh, con- confident in yourself to approach women. Like, you could always work on your communication skills. Like, you could go in the mirror and talk to yourself and say, hi, my name is Nick. I like to do this. What is your interest? What you like to do you like to talk about politics? What do you like to talk about? Ask the woman if she's into sports. What's her favorite sports team? It's all about getting to know the woman and letting her get to know you as well as a person. Like, we're talking right now. Like, our interest is like what, wrestling. We're like AEW,
Mm-hmm.
WWE, that's something that we have in common. We talk about it on J Man's live, mostly every week.
Yeah. Shout out
Oh,
to J Man, by the way.
yeah. And Brendan, when he have his rant and rave, we talk about that stuff. You could actually talk to that about a woman. Let her know about your interests, and she'll listen. It depends on what type of woman she is. because every woman is different. But you have to have, you got to have the courage to, talk to women.
Yeah, I understand. Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, but for like my dating pool, I dated like not all types of men. I dated Chinese men, I dated uh white men, I dated black men, like, and most of the time when I date, it's the black men that really let me down most of the time, because when it comes to dating, they're not looking for like a commitment or anything. They're just looking for, like, to have sex and have a good time, which is fine, but is that all you have to offer? Because is that all you have to offer a woman is sex? Then you really don't have no meaning in this life. You got to bring something more meaning to the table, you know like, are you looking for a commitment? What are you looking for? Like, what kind of woman are you interested in? Every man have their own preference of women, and I'm talking about personality wise and what they're looking for. Like, if you have, let's say for instance, if you're a man with a shitty attitude, you're gonna meet a woman with that same attitude, because a woman that is positive about herself and thinks more beyond the world, she is not going to have that negativity in her life, because she's not going to deal with that. But we have to put the race stuff to bed and go for a character, whether a male looking for a wife or a woman looking for a husband. There's a lot of men looking at black women for sorry, I'm getting all mixed up. There are a lot of men looking at black women to date and possibly marry. Exactly, but it depends whether or not where's her mindset at, where is it going. Like, if you still talking about these divestment channels here where they still talking about black men, what men want to date a woman that still talks about black men this, black man that? Isn't like a pro black woman dating another race of men and say and still talk about Black Lives Matter and how black men are getting killed and all that stuff. It's kind of like the same thing.
Yeah, that just sounds hypocrite. Yeah,
Yeah,
hypocritical.
hypocrisy. Yeah. Hi, Alexander.
Yeah, welcome, welcome.
Hi, welcome, Alex. Um, yeah, it's kind of
Hey, Alex.
like that. I don't want to go and date a man when all I can talk about is Black Lives Matter, or put racial. I like talk about race. Like, it's not about race all the time. You're not talking about yourself. You're not giving it your all. You're not letting the man know about you. You letting him know what he already knows, what's going on in the world. He doesn't care about that. He cares about you. But as women, these divestors, they all they could talk about is black man is trash and all that stuff. Okay, we get it. But what makes you stand out as wife material? I don't want to hear about black men. I really don't. And this is why I have to agree with Womenshere on this one, even though I don't agree on her with everything. But this I have to agree with her on, because there's too many black women that worry about black men and what they do too much. When it Because we all know that crime is happening. There's always going to be crime. There's always going to be crime, whether it's in the black community, white community, Asian community, whatever, whoever's community. There's always going to be crime. What can we do as women to put the focus on ourselves and to improving ourselves, and you know to put ourselves first? That's the main goal of BWE, Black Women Empowerment. Look at the stats. Black men kill 99% of women and children. Vet every man you meet. Exactly. Well, yeah, that's true because black women still live in the black community mostly. The crime is going to happen, but you have to vet every man. Because anybody, you could be dating a killer, anything. But but what I'm trying to say is that we're not putting enough focus on ourselves as women. We're putting our focus on too many focus on black men and the mammies. That's what we're doing. And what's that doing service for women that are divesting? Like, I want to divest the right way. I don't want to talk about black men all the time. I might talk about black men here and there, but they're not on my main mind right now. My mind is on encouraging black women to pick the right man for the job, no matter what race he is. Status is important. You don't want to date a broke man. You want to date men with resources, because when you date a man with resources, that you have a higher chance of survival. That's what we teach women. But we know black men commit crimes in the black community. We know that already. We know. Try talking about something else. Um, is there anything you want to say? The one
Yeah.
who don't exist.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Oh. Oh.
oh,
Oh, I'm
sorry.
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 You
No,
want
no,
to
no.
say?
After you, ladies first.
Oh, okay. Um. Yeah. Couldn't agree more, man. You definitely said it. And like, as we said, we need to, when we date interracially, don't put all your eggs in one basket and think that, oh, your first date with this interracial guy is going to be um, your husband, because as you said before, they're dating multiple women, and but it's your job to use discernment and see that if there's really chemistry involved. If this not working, then okay, try the next date with whomever you're interracially dating. So that's something that we need to realize. And yeah, we need to just definitely level up and want best for ourselves. And yeah, and this movement, the BWE movement, is about wanting better. It's about progression, and it's about being heard, as well as being celebrated and not tolerated just because. So that's that.
Yeah, celebrate yourself. Like, if you celebrate yourself, a man is going to celebrate you. You know? So, in my opinion, like, we already know that black men has a high rate of divorce when it comes to non-black men, sorry, non-black women, because they're not focusing on the person who she is. They're focusing on race too much, and I believe that that goes to the same thing with divestment. They're too focusing on race. It's like what Michael Ray said. We need to stop with the whole race thing and focus on what the character is, because you're not going to have a healthy relationship if you too focus on the skin color. Because let's face it, just like the men, women also face colorism. They think that, for example, women also say that I don't want to have a baby with nappy hair, or I don't want my child to have dark skin or whatever. I want my child to have good hair. What in the world? Like, that's, to me, That's, to me, that's the not how you want to interracially date. First of all, you want to have children with your man because he's the right person for you. Second of all, how would you know if your child is going to have good, well, quote unquote, good hair? There's not there's going to be a rare possibility that your child is going to come out with hair that is slick. Because let's be honest, like, we should not be looking for traits of what a other person has, because that's, you're still being affected by colorism. And that's what I feel like these women in the divestment movement, they being affected by colorism because of what they said and what they were teased about, their features, their skin tone, their hair. They're still bothered by that. They haven't really gotten over that. So my thing is, if you're so like, it's too much obsession with, hair. I want my child to have good hair. What is good hair? Like, if you give me the utter truth, if a hair is not taken care of, it's bad hair. Period. It doesn't matter whether it is slick, uh, kinky, curly, whatever. If you don't take care of your hair, it's bad hair. You have bad hair. So, as Black women, we need to love ourselves more and love whoever we are with. And it shouldn't matter whether the children comes out with, you know, what kind of hair they come out with. They're still your child. You still, as women, we should still be able to manage our hair. We're Black. We have kinky hair. We should be able to manage our own hair. When I was because I have kinky hair, and my mom was able to manage my hair, I was able to manage my own hair. We have to stop it with the whole bad hair thing. Like, who cares if your hair is nappy? You can't change that. That's how you were born. Not, it kind of bothers me with the way people think nowadays. It really does. Uh, that's according to 2015 census data for marriages for 10 years or more. He must be talking about this. Okay, so, well, yeah, that's what I was just talking about, Michael. Because it's all about skin tone. It's not about the person or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that statement, Michael. From a guy's point of view, you
In the
know.
Black community, we have high divorce rates as well. If you think about it, it's not just Black men, white women, it's Black men, Black women as well. Does have high divorce rates because people could say it's financial issues. Yeah, that might be true, but it also has to come down with abuse. The way, people are treating each other. It all boils down to that. That's why we have high divorce rates in the Black community. Another person is not doing their part, which is, I have to say, it's the men, because the man is still financial supporter in the family. If he's not doing his part and financially giving, supporting the family, then we're gonna have a problem. Okay, so let's take that.
That's why it's important that whomever that you're dating, especially when you're dating interracially, to observe the character of the person, character over color, because you have some groups of people when they're listening to these conversations. Some of them may be ear hustling in these certain spaces, especially with divestment, and it's like, oh, all I gotta do is just be this color, and then I could get, all types of women flock to me and stuff like that. And some of them may be thinking like that. Some of them that, and some of us maybe just easily are prone to end up in rocky relationship with some of these men when we're dating interracially, because we don't observe the character. Because a person that has character, he is empathetic, and a person that is empathetic is willing to um, provide and be there for you when when things go awry, when things go south, especially if you're becoming a mom and everything. You'll be able to take up and take the responsibility of being that new father and making sure that everyone is provided for. So, but you have to really observe the character over color. So, just because I may be dating this type of man, um, whomever, whatever race he is interracially, I'm not just gonna be there and it's like, oh, okay, wow, a white, this type of man, whatever his, this type of non-black man that I'm dating, it's like I'm not gonna think that, oh, he's gonna be my husband. No, we're just dating. We're just getting to know each other. We're trying to see if there's any chemistry involved. If not, oh well, it was nice dating you. Next person, next interracial man, like whatever, so you have to, like, it's more than that. Like, talk about character development, moral development, things of that nature. Like, what have you learned? Damn, like this. No, this thing needs a whole overhaul. Like, seriously, this.
I think the divestment movement needs a redo because it, like, I have to agree with the Black woman sphere on this one. They're gonna be considered a hate group just like the manosphere, because if you look at what these women are saying, they're saying that they want black men killed, kill black men and all that stuff. I'm just like, okay, we're taking it a little bit too far. I hope the police kill the black men and all that stuff. Like, no, I'm like, okay, that's taking a bit too far. I know that we have to divest, and do better as women when it comes to picking the right person for a job, but saying that somebody should be killed because of their skin tone, I don't think that's right. To me, I'm not like, why are we so concerned about these dudes and what they do? Yes, you should protect yourselves as women because these men, they are threatening black women into killing us. They are, they are doing it because they're saying it. But for us to go and do the same thing, that's not cool. And other races of men, when they see that, they're like, oh, they're like, wow, like, do I really want to get involved in that? Like, mm-mm. I heard them at the hospital when baby boy is born. The mammies holler, a king is born. These people are crazy. I don't pay attention to them. It's like I said, I really don't care because people are going to do what they want to do because they're already been brainwashed into believing that to do male worship instead of vetting. So I like there's nothing you can do. There's nothing I can say. If she thinks that her son is a king, she can say that. That's her son. That's their son. I have nothing to do with that. What they want to call them. However, I'm going to take my son, if I have a son, into another path. I'm going to teach my son the right way how to be a man and not to be praising him and all that stuff. Yes, I can praise him for, doing a good job and doing what he's supposed to do. However, I'm not going to stick up when he's wrong. That's what I'm not going to do. I want him to know that there are consequences in this world when you do wrong. And and show him that the world is not going to be nice to you when you hit an adult. Like, people just don't have sympathy. It's just the way it is. There are going to be cruel people out there that are going to be mean. There's nothing you can do. You have to, like, it's the man's job to teach a man how to be a man, but it's also the woman's job how a man should treat a woman. So if she want to fuck up her son, that's on her. There's nothing you can do about that. Okay, so I'm gonna end this live right here. Is there any last words that you want to say, Nick?
Uh, none whatsoever.
Okay, well, you have a nice night.
You got you too, Diamond Princess, my Nubian princess.
Have a nice night, Nick.
You too.
Okay, the woman who don't exist.
Yeah, so if there's nothing that anyone is taking from this live, just know this: character over color. Move wisely when you are dating interracially, um, and understand that in order for you to have success, whether you're dating interracially or whether you're race loyal or whatever, is just work on yourself. This is 2022 right now. We can't regress to last year or before then still talking these talking points, because you're going to end up, if you haven't already, like the manosphere, and we're trying to divest from that toxic mentality. So show us ways, show us some strategies, give us solutions. That way we can really, really uh, progress in these interracial or black women excellence streets, if you will. So that's that. I thank you all, and thank you for having me up there. And and let this, I guess what they say, let the games begin, or whatever you say. But yeah,
You right.
all right, bye.
Okay, so here is my final thought for tonight. Black women, if you ever think about divesting, are you considering divesting and do your thing? Pick the right channel that is more geared towards improving your life and bringing meaning to your life. And it's not all about black men. We all know that we supposed to move away from toxic behavior, and toxic behavior can be in all races of men, not just black men. So we have to keep in mind who we are subscribed to and what are we allowing to go into our brains. Because let me tell you something, these divestment channels that talks about black men is really not helping you at all to grow as a black woman. And it's really not, it helps you, well, I can say it helps you choose the right man for the job and and encourage you to date other men. But other than that, what else is it encouraging you to do? And this is what I like about Black Womenshere. She's a BWE channel. She encourages Black women to be more spiritual in their walk and become the best woman they can be. It's not all about men. It's about you improving your life and you doing better for yourself. And it's not all about a man. It's all about you improving yourself and going along your journey. Divestment is a journey. You can't just walk out and say, "Oh, I'm divested." No, you have to walk it. You have to talk it. You have to be able to, you know, get out of this toxic mindset and walk in your truth and be you. And when I mean being you, don't be the toxic you that you were before when you were in the black community. Be a brand new you. Be something that you never was before and that you thought that you would never come to being this new person. It's all about learning about who you are as a person, what you're willing to put up with and what not. Because as a divester, you have to grow. You have to work on yourself before you go out there and date. Don't go out there and date right away. Work on yourself and improve in your femininity. And when you do go out there and date when you're ready, you will see a whole different side of dating that you never seen before. Like you will have men courting you, you will have men, being a gentleman, like something that you would never seen before because you took that step to improve yourself and get out of that toxic behavior. So just be in mind who you listen to, because who you listen to on YouTube is important. And some people that you are listening to, it's only like being in these toxic channels is only going to further increase your toxicity. So be in mind when you're divestment, look for a channel that can help you on your journey. But hi, Americas. Nice to meet you. So that's all I have to say on that. Uh, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I see you in the next video. You guys have a nice day. And hopefully, Diamond Mine will be back up next Sunday. And I want to see you guys there. Okay? Have a nice day. All right. Have a good night.